What a fitting song to end with to get into this round of Johnny Thoughts. That was American Idiot, Green Day. We are Klein Alley Show. This is KROQ. And Johnny is, nice kid, means well. I think he's very curious about the world, and he walks around constantly putting thoughts that he has as he sees things into his phone. And then we force him to basically unload his entire voice memos so that we can listen to these thoughts he has. And sometimes they're thought-provoking. Other times, they are just dumb.
I mean, Apple created voice memos for, innovative thoughts to be able to just speak them into your phone so that they can never be forgotten and you can truly grow and make the world a better place. Johnny's just using it for dumb stuff.
We were just talking to Chris Martin of Coldplay. This guy has written many songs based on voice memos he's collected.
Oh, yeah.
Travels around, here's a funny noise, here's something he likes. He makes a mention to himself in his phone, and those become hit songs. And then you got Johnny with this.
So I know the ski lift takes you up the hill, but once you get up there, how do you get back down? When it goes up, I never see people go back down on it.
So he was floored when he saw his first ski lift because he couldn't figure out.
Wait, is this Johnny or Chris Martin? I'm confused.
That's Johnny right there. That's Johnny. These are some previous Johnny thoughts he's had that he's shared over the years. There was this Johnny thought as well that he shared with us.
Why is it cool to make a right turn at a red light, but not a left turn at a red light? And is it the opposite in London?
Yes.
So he's got big thoughts like that. Why would you not be able to make a left on red, but you can make a right on red? Because it would put you right into the middle of oncoming traffic. That's one of the main reasons, Johnny.
I'm with Johnny on this one.
I don't think he even wants the answers. He just likes to think about them. So he's got some new Johnny thoughts.
Even if you explain the answer, I don't think it would really sink in. He would just ask the same question probably 2 days later.
Yeah, this was one of the ones that drove him wild for years.
Bro, what is the deal with Hulu? All the shows and movies, volume is super duper low, but then somehow the commercials are loud as hell, blaring.
So we get deep inside of Johnny's brain now for 3 brand new Johnny thoughts, Allie.
He's only had 3 since the last time we did this?
Yes, there's only been 3 thoughts at all, and we have them all.
Okay.
So I don't know what your expectations are based on some of the previous Johnny thoughts we just took a listen to, but in this new round of Johnny thoughts, he would like to ponder this, which he believes is an impossible question to answer.
I couldn't even begin to tell you what the ingredients are to making barbecue sauce.
Did he say barbecue?
Yes. So he must have been eating were you eating barbecue, Johnny, and you had a thought, how do they even make this stuff?
Yeah, sometimes I like to drink barbecue sauce because it's pretty good on its own. And I was just damn, I could not name one ingredient. How would you make this in a kitchen?
You could not name, you don't think right now, if I were to put $50 up for grabs, you could name one ingredient in barbecue sauce?
Maybe salt, maybe. Or I don't know how they get it brown either. It's just it's just good.
Yeah, it's an interesting thought right there.
Yeah, okay. How much barbecue sauce are you drinking on a daily basis?
I mean, it's just good. It's sometimes, you just need a hit, and it's just let me just get a lick of that.
So it's a shot?
Yeah,
Wait,
what's your brand?
What's it? Big Baby Ray's?
Sweet Baby Ray's, that's the best.
Johnny, when you go there's no food at all. You're saying when you're having barbecue, there's 0 ribs, chicken, pulled pork. You're just drinking the sauce.
Well, when I run out of the chicken or the nuggies, it's I need a. So I need to hit at that. I need to hit it.
So when you're in the mood for barbecue and there is no barbecue around, you'll just have a hit of the sauce.
Sometimes ketchup too.
Just walk into a barbecue place and then just take one of those tubes off the table and walk out.
Sauce is boss.
Yeah, sauce is boss. Thank you, Jake. Johnny, you know what? You say a lot of dumb things, but the concept of craving barbecue and rather than actually having to go through the process of ordering, waiting for it, maybe just a hit of the sauce is enough.
Just the finger licking part? And you kind of trick yourself into thinking you just ate a bunch of ribs?
Could be kind of smart. Here's another Johnny thought. Believe it or not, this guy has actual thoughts in that head of his.
Okay, what I've learned in dating so far is that any girl whose name has 2 A's or ends in an sound will literally ruin your life. A Sabrina, Amanda, Vanessa.
Oh.
Even a name girl like Hawktuba. That was a stretch, but it kind of she already did ruin our lives.
You believe any name, any female name that has 2 A's in it?
Prove me wrong, man. Every girl that's got the double A or ruins everything.
I never have ruined anyone's life. Never.
Yeah, you did.
I improve them.
Yeah, she did. She ruined everybody's life.
Okay.
Kamala?
And then finally, I'm glad you brought up her, Allie, because Johnny has an interesting political thought, and he never shares his political thoughts. But take a listen.
Okay, Okay, so what if instead of a presidential debate, we make them do like a Hot Ones episode, and whoever bitches out like eating like the spiciest wings, like automatically can't be president.
Wow.
Like that should be the way we actually run this country.
There you go. Johnny Thoughts right there.
I stand by that. That's a really, they should make him do that. And you know what? Kamala would actually participate in that.
I think she would. I think that Trump notoriously eats steak with ketchup on it, doesn't
Yeah, but
he?
he likes fast food. He's a big fast food guy, too.
Yeah, but that doesn't
High-
mean he likes anything hot.
No, that would be
He doesn't like
interesting.
anything spicy.
I would like to see that, Johnny. I agree. Like a debate mixed with Hot Ones.
It's just so much sweating.
Yup.
Yeah, a lot of sweating. All right, well, there you go. Another round of Johnny Thoughts. Are these real? Is this guy really that dumb? Well, listen, it's your opinion. I think
Sometimes you can dumb yourself into smart.
that's exactly right. That's the theme of this show. We'll be right back in a moment. More show next.
Klein, Alley, Show! Mornings on KROQ!
106.7 KROQ.
If you're new to the show, I recommend you do not listen to this part because you will judge us harshly and probably appropriately. It's KROQ. We are Klein Alley Show. This technically, I think, is maybe in the category of comedy on the podcast. Like, I'm not even sure how the show is categorized. Jake, how do you
Oh,
put
The Bear is a comedy.
Yeah, I guess if The Bear is a comedy, this could be a comedy.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not...
It's just so sad that you're like, but it's kind of funny.
People do tell us from time to time, hey, I was having a bad morning. You guys made me laugh, made me happy. So I guess technically that makes this a comedy, or people laugh at us. I'm not really sure if it can be a comedy if we're just being laughed at and mocked, whatever. And we do
It's
laugh.
a comedy for other people. For us, it's a tragedy.
Right. You're listening to a tragedy of a radio show that becomes a comedy for you. And every once in a while, we attempt to make jokes on the show, to make it a funny show, to actually be a comedy show.
And I don't think I know you wouldn't consider yourself a comedian, would
No,
you? Me
no.
neither.
God, no.
Jake considers himself to be a stand-up comedian, and sometimes he works out his material live on the air, and it does not work.
So it's time for the return of the bad joke off. These are all jokes that were said over the airwaves of KROQ. We wish they were not. Apologies in advance. You will determine and help us determine which one is the worst of the bad jokes. Now, these jokes, I guess when people said them out loud, they thought they would be funny in their head. They're like, this is going to be funny. This is going to hit.
I'm going to find my moment. I'm going to, boom, strike.
And yesterday, we got reminded about this when we were talking about the hurricane, and the name Milton was not a great name for a hurricane. And then Jake said this, and it really silenced the room. But this was from yesterday's show.
Yes, you get a warning, and you can get out safely, evacuate, and find somewhere. But then you have to pack up all your stuff, find a place to stay. I'm sure it's really hard
Right.
to find a place to stay in that
Let's
amount of
name it
time.
different names to make it sound scarier.
Well, the name
Instead
of
of numbers?
You're saying Milton is not scary enough?
Milton's
or-
not scary.
Right.
Maybe Mama Jamma or something.
Right. Good point. Yes. Jake.
Tell that to this weatherman.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll appreciate that. He's going to start crying again. Here's that joke. So that was apparently an attempt at a joke. I don't
Omar
know.
liked it.
I don't think Omar liked it. And I don't want to put words in Omar's mouth, but I know the noise Omar makes when he likes something, and that's more than that was him.
That was like, what are you doing? Laughter.
And listening back, I thought it was Mama Jamma. You said Mama Jamma.
Yeah.
Which is even weirder.
Yeah, even worse.
Mama Jamma.
So the
It's
first
scarier.
first nominee in the bad joke off is not, shockingly, not even that. That was just a setup for it. These are
That was just reminded us that we need to do it again.
3 jokes. They're all apparently bad.
3 whole jokes, huh?
You're going to hear 3 different jokes. The first person nominated in the bad joke off is Jake the Nerd. And it's a joke he made about the always funny subject of drinking and driving.
Oh, I don't remember this.
Well, consider this a tragic look back at a joke that was made on the radio from Jake the Nerd.
Having a burger you just picked up at McDonald's and also having a beer on my lap.
Okay, well.
let's not. The beer is a problem, maybe, but how are
That's
you?
where we
The
draw
weeds
line.
okay?
Yeah, that's
the
where we
weeds
draw the line. It's,
Yeah, don't drink and drive. You might spill your drink.
Hey, thanks, Jake. Oh, hilarious shirt available at the
This
Venice
comedy
Boardwalk.
show got canceled last night.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, Eric, let me ask you.
Oh,
so that
my
was
God.
Jake
It'll be a
going.
good T-shirt.
It already is a T-shirt. I guarantee
It is one of those dumb T-shirts that you look at when someone wears it. You go, "Wow, they thought that was funny enough to buy." That says, "Don't drink and
I got
drive.
it for Christmas.
You could spill your drink."
I feel like that joke is so old, and
So
that's what
old.
makes this joke so bad. Is like, what did you think that was original? Did you think you had just
No,
thought
of
of
course
it?
not. No, it's even like a No Effects song.
Okay. All right. Well, there's your first nominee for bad joke off. Don't drink and drive. You could spill your drink. And you heard it. I mean, we're all having a good time.
It's a
We're all,
classic.
we're all having a laugh, and we all just.
I feel like you'd find that on a Father's Day card.
Yes, you definitely would. And even the father would be like, really?
I could do better.
Your second nominee in the bad joke off. was a joke that Klein made. Great. This was Allie talking about sex and what people are thinking about while they're having sex, I guess. And I made a bad joke, so here we go. Thanks. Allie, what do you believe the number one common thought people have while having sex?
I think it's to-do lists.
To-do lists, not who-do lists, which they're in the middle
Exactly.
of.
While you're doing someone else, you're thinking what you have to do after that.
That's interesting. I've got my to-go list going.
What's great is that you're smiling and laughing at your own self.
I did it so Jake would boo, and I knew it would happen, and he booed. Jake, joke number 2 is the to-go list.
I think that one's especially bad because you also made a who-do list before, like you made a weird who-do list joke before the to-go list joke. So you were trying to make multiple to-do list puns, none of which worked.
Well, I thought if I did enough of them, one would hit.
A who-do list or a to-go list.
Hey,
it's
listen,
like, all right,
I think that
that's enough.
people do have a list of people that they'd like to do while if they're having sex with someone they've been with for a while, they maybe have a running list of other people they're thinking about. That's cool. That's called a who-do list. You know that?
Then what is the to-go list?
That was just a bad joke. I don't know. I don't stand by that. I don't think. And your final nominee is Allie.
No.
Believe it or not. This was... I think we've said in this clip that this is the worst joke that was ever told on the history of the show.
Oh.
But we were talking about the different types of parties you go to as an adult. And somehow someone brought up housewarming parties. And Allie made this joke. And boy, is this a room silencer. Maybe when you turn 50, that's a big party.
Housewarming party?
That's kind of lame. That's like you show up and you bring someone a plant. Here's a fern, happy house.
That sounds nice.
And by the way, nowadays, if you have enough money to buy a house in Southern California, no one should be bringing you anything to your party. You should be giving people stuff.
And it's LA, so your house is already real warm.
So we got 1, 2, 3. That was the worst joke of the show so far. By the way, I think that may have been the worst joke in the history of the show. Write it down, Jake, for the bad joke off. All right, Allie.
You don't need to housewarm. It's a housewarming party in a warm house. Joke. It's kind of funny when you think about it. It's a thinker.
It's definitely not
It's a think
thinker.
piece. It'll sit with you.
3 bad jokes.
Keep tapping your forehead like that.
3 bad. I didn't even play the Intuit joke Allie made because
I
we
stand by the Intuit joke. That's
sold
a great
out 21
joke.
Pilots tickets. You can go to the Intuit Dome. Apparently, their grand opening last night was not a massive success.
Intuit. More like can't get into it. Thank you, Vanessa.
I got you.
Get ready.
Let's just go home. All right, that one is not nominated. Though.
I'm not even getting a laugh from Omar. I'm getting a like pain.
Painful noise. So you have to decide who wins this round of the bad joke off. Is it the to-go list? Is it the housewarming party? No need to have a housewarming party because the houses in Southern California are already warm. That was a weather joke. Or is
I really should stay away from anything weather related.
Yeah. Or is it Jake's? Don't
Classic.
drink and drive.
Reprising a classic.
559 said, at 35 years old, I've never heard the Jake joke
But
ever in my life.
It's still
that
not.
you may spill your beer.
It's still not a good joke, though.
Classic.
It's not classic.
Yes, it is.
I think even though it's not eligible, your Mama Jammer one may win this whole thing.
I stand by it.
I think Mama Jama is the winner.
All right. Get your votes in on the text line. We'll post something up on the socials as well, I'm sure. It's very important to get your thoughts on the bad joke off. Hey, Robert, you're on KROQ. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
You have a thought on this joke off?
Yeah, I got to go with the to-go list on this one.
All right. Well,
yeah, to-do list is bad because it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, taboo list.
All right. See, that's bad.
At least that's better than to-go list.
All right, listen, we got to take a break.
There's so many leaps that you have to take for that to really land anywhere.
Diddy would have liked it.
He would have loved it.
Klein, LOL, his sucked. Klein's joke, what was that?
Sorry, Klein. To-go was extra bad. That's from 714.
It was, first of all, to do an on-purpose bad joke is very different than doing a on-purpose, an accidental bad joke. That was on-purpose bad.
No, that's not what happened.
It was.
No. You realized after you said it that it was bad, and you tried to turn it around, and you did not, sir.
Omar is absolutely right. My Intuit joke, I knew was a dumb joke, which is why I did the oversell of it and delivered kind of hacky delivery. But you really thought to-go list was good. When it didn't land, then you started, I did that for Jake, and blah, blah,
listen,
blah.
Before everyone votes the to-go list, why don't you take a listen again in real time? Allie, what do you believe the number one common thought people have while having sex?
I think it's to-do lists.
to-do list, not who-do lists, which they're in the
Exactly.
middle of.
While you're doing someone else, you're thinking what you have to do after that.
That's interesting. I've got my to-go list going.
What's great is that you're smiling and laughing at your own self.
I did it. All right, so there you go. We know you didn't ask for these videos, but you're watching them anyway, which means you truly have nothing better to do.
Yeah.
So let this be a moment where we tell you to get your life in check.
Maybe you're still listening, or maybe you've completely checked out, or you're pretending to work at your desk right now. For whatever reason, thanks for watching, and we hope you watch more.
Yeah, and if you're supposed to be doing a different job right now, this is your friendly reminder to shuffle some papers and act annoyed and do things where you go like, oh, God, I'll get to this eventually, because that's what business people do.
Is that what you think business people do?
I assume so. I've never had a real job.
All right, so click like, subscribe to this or the podcast, or you can listen to the live show where you can't see our faces, and trust me, that's a bonus.
That's right, because this is what we also look like on the radio.
We don't look different.